Woohoo! Gotta love it.
Well, Sarah, we're back just like a bad penny.
Oh, no.
We are right here on the Cowboy and Sherry Short Show. How you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing great. How about yourself,
Good.
Jason?
We got some technical difficulties worked out here.
Yeah, we
on
did.
the video.
Yes, we did.
And I'm just going to slip over to our Facebook page and make sure.
Yeah?
It looks like we're live right now on
All
Facebook
right.
at the Biscuits and Gravy Bunch page. That's where we're at.
Ah.
So, yep. All right. So I'm going to close out of that. So, what's going on in the world today, Sarah? How are you doing?
I have no clue. I haven't checked the news feed, so.
You haven't checked the news feeds. I try to check them as much as I can.
All right.
Yeah. So I've got a
Okay.
few stories here in front of us.
Okay.
We talked about in the last show that guys are more afraid to go to the dentist than women are.
Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. If you missed that, well, I'm sorry.
Well,
You can go back to the archive at cowboycherry.com.
I'm sorry, too.
Yeah. We do archive our shows there. You can go to the cowboycherry.com, go down to the bottom, and click the star button. You'll hear the recorded episode that we just did prior to this show. So anyway, here's another interesting story. Did your dad had a snowblower, didn't he? Or does he?
Still does.
Still does. Does he use it?
Well, of course. If you live in the Midwest, you got to use your snowblower.
I don't think anybody around here has a snowblower.
Depends if you live in Cloudcroft, maybe.
Well, they might. Yeah, I'll bet Michael might have a snowblower.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a shovel too. I don't know.
I know I
We'll
had
have
to
to
use
ask him later.
The 2 days it snowed on our porch. You
Yeah.
know, we had to shovel. I had to shovel off those. So.
We didn't have one when I was growing up, but we did have some men in our church that would come by and do our driveway every
Huh,
now
that was
and then.
nice of
Yeah,
them.
it was. Snowblowers can make pretty easy work of a messy driveway covered in a blanket of white, but they can also be quite dangerous.
Well, okay, yeah.
Government statistics show around 5,000 Americans every year go to the emergency room for a snowblower injury.
Who doesn't know how to use a snowblower?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they do like that movie with Christine the Car, and just to get a mind of their own or something. You know, I don't know.
I mean, maybe up there with wood chippers, but you know, if you've ever seen the movie Fargo,
I would hate to be in a wood chipper accident.
Yeah, well,
I really would. But the good thing about that, it would probably only happen once. Probably.
once, and yeah, you don't have to worry anymore.
Yeah, I'm not. I always wanted a wood chipper. I always thought that'd be fun to work on. Or a log splitter. And I really wanted a log splitter because growing up, my dad will probably tell you I didn't chop that much wood.
Yeah.
But for a kid, I did. I'll tell you, I chopped a lot of wood, split a lot of wood and logs and stuff.
Okay, well, I'll just start calling you Paul Bunyan or something like that.
No, that's okay.
No? Okay.
No, I think of Paul Bunyan. I think of pancakes. Everything I think of reminds me of food.
I don't know if that's true.
Didn't Paul Bunyan make a lot of pancakes in one of the stories or something? I don't remember.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
So what's the next little wacky but true?
Well,
or
here's
something like that?
interesting. If you know, maybe what I made. Speaking of pancakes, I made French toast. I haven't made my famous French toast in a while.
Oh, this is true.
And I'm trying to remember, did I put pecans in that or walnuts?
You put pecans.
Okay. All right. So that totally unrelated story right here. Walnuts are the best nut for supporting healthy aging.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
We're all looking for tried and true ways to boost our well-being, especially as we get older. Things like gut and brain health. Mm-hmm. Gut and brain health. That's two words I've never heard together. As well as diet and exercise are all factors to take into consideration. According to the data, which was a nurse's health study, there's one kind of nut in particular that outshines the rest when it comes to healthy aging. Walnuts. Yes, even after accounting for all the other variables that affect aging, supposedly walnuts are the only nut linked with a greater chance of having some healthy aging. The 4-year-long study.
Yes.
Can you believe somebody studied this for 4 years to come up with this?
My question is...
There's a grant involved somewhere.
Oh, of course, yes. I mean, but it only took 4 years to do the study on lifelong aging effects or something like that.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that's another thing. That'd make a whole other show. The 4-year-long study included data from almost 34,000 women in their late 50s and early 60s,
Okay.
looking for links between nut consumption and healthy aging. Eating just 2 servings of walnuts a week was linked with a greater chance of being a healthy ager compared to a diet lacking walnuts. Now, here's my question,
Okay.
or maybe this is an observation.
Shoot.
Why did they only study women? Is it because, and I hate to sound sexist here, but men tend to age more gracefully than women do? Or at least that's the stereotype. What's your opinion on that, Sarah?
I don't know. Maybe men's or cholesterol level is affected by walnuts better or something like that. I don't.
Well, there's no cholesterol in walnuts, is there?
I don't know.
Cholesterol comes from animal products.
Well, there's.
So, I don't know.
Do you know what? I don't know the
Okay, it's
official
okay.
dietary facts. So
I learned this when I found a banana in the grocery store and it had a sticker on it that said cholesterol free. And I wondered what that meant, and I went home and looked up cholesterol
Yes.
and found out, of course, it's cholesterol free.
Okay.
If it doesn't come from an animal product or an animal itself, it's cholesterol free, apparently, to the source I got. There might be exceptions to that. I don't know.
I think peanuts have some cholesterol in them,
Do they really?
but peanuts aren't technically nuts.
I would ask Siri here. Hey, you know what? Maybe Siri knows. Do peanuts have cholesterol?
Here's what I found.
Or it's just giving me a link. Peanut butter. Yeah,
Well,
peanut butter does, because it's got butter in it. Okay, so maybe I'll have to do a little more research on that later. Love my Apple
my
Watch,
gosh.
by the way. This is the best thing since Wilson's peanut butter.
I thought you were going to say some sliced bread.
Well, okay, yeah. Okay.
What do we got next, Jason?
Well, speaking of nuts,
Yes.
yeah, I'm not going to talk about myself. Don't worry.
I was going to say, I'm a little nutty too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you picked up
Here-
a weirdo here.
Here it is. America is number 1 for pistachios.
Oh.
Yeah. World champion sports teams, blockbuster movies were number 1. Large numbers of presidential tweets. Yes, we're definitely number 1. And now pistachios. Iran has dominated global pistachio production for centuries, while the U.S. only began production in 1976. And this is a story that's a little near and dear to my heart.
Yes. Very sure.
But due to the recent awful season in Iran, the U.S. we're the number 1 top producer of pistachio nuts.
And we're very close to the world's largest
Yes.
pistachio.
Yep, we're going to talk about that in just a minute.
Okay.
From 2004 to 2009, Iran accounted for 40% of the global pistachio production. To the States, 33%.
Yeah.
By 2014 to 2019, 47% came from the U.S., while 27% came from Iran. So, what are some foods that you've had pistachios in? Like ice cream? Have you had pistachio ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah? Anything else that comes to mind?
I
Fudge?
think,
I'm sorry, I'm answering for you.
yeah, if you answer for me, what's the point of asking me the question?
I'm a gabber.
You are a
I'm
gabber.
an everlasting gabber stopper, non-stopper gabber. Yeah.
Well, it's not.
I'm not Willy Wonka, but
As long as you're not a doppelganger, we're good.
no. So what's your favorite pistachio food?
I think technically you could put pistachios in for walnuts and baklava. That's pretty
Okay.
good. Yeah.
I'll ask you later what baklava is.
It's a Greek.
I thought that was a country
Pastry.
in Iran.
No.
No, okay. All right. A city in Iran, not a country.
No.
So, my favorite, I like the pistachio ice cream. Of course, being the diabetic that I am, I do try to stay away from that stuff. But
Yeah.
when I worked over at Xerox in Alamogordo, one thing I miss about the brick and mortar buildings is the potlucks
Oh yes.
in the workplace. Love the pot. Let me look at you in the camera. I love potlucks. So if you want to invite me to something, invite me to a potluck. I like them. But a woman there made a pistachio flavored cake with pistachio icing. Good
Okay.
stuff. Really, really good stuff. Now, as Sarah mentioned, we have a lot of pistachio farms right here in
Yes, we
this
do.
area.
So we've got
2 of
several
them.
pecans farms as well.
Yes, we do. But we are known for the pistachio. Just down the road is a place called McGinn's Pistachio Farm. I think I said that right. Which is one of the sponsors for the local radio station that Michael Shinneberry does.
Yeah.
They do great. And up until the pandemic, the epidemically the pandemic, the epidemic, pandemic, whatever you want to call
The
it.
shutdown. We'll just put it that way.
You could go in, and they had, it was like a nut buffet.
And he loved it, folks.
I loved it.
Trust
you could go
me.
in, they had, can you remember some of the flavors? Cinnamon flavored, barbecue, ranch, lemon lime,
Habanero. Hatch, of course, which is
Yes.
another,
They had brittle.
flavor. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Chocolate brittle, I think they had, but also they had the pecans as well.
They did. And they had jellies and jams and salsas. And
You really had to watch which ones you got, too. Let me
Good
tell you,
stuff.
because sometimes they would slip hatch peppers in them.
they're a little spicy.
Yes.
They were, which I loved them. When
Spicy.
Yeah, big spicy. And I got to be careful. I don't know why. It has something to do with either my neuropathy or my diabeticness. That's a word, right?
Of course, totally.
Diabetes.
Totally.
I sweat like a racehorse. If I even just a little bit of black pepper in anything, I will sweat profusely. Doesn't stop me.
Oh.
I go for the heat.
No, nothing stops you, especially when it comes to German chocolate cake.
Now, as Sarah said, they have the world's largest pistachio nut. It's outside. It is a major, major tourist attraction around
Yes,
here.
you can't. It's so funny when I started getting to know him. One of the first packages I got all of these little tiny presents, and one of the things in it was a postcard with this big, ginormous pistachio, folks.
And there it is. I just flashed it up on the screen. That is the world's largest pistachio. Now,
Let me tell you, I'm thinking this guy is a nut.
I am a nut.
I'm
a
getting
nutty nut.
a
Yeah.
big old postcard with the pistachio nut?
Yep. Good stuff there. You can take tours there. I've never taken the tour. One of these days, if they're open, we'll have
Pretty
to take
soon, yeah.
We'll have to take a tour.
Yes.
So I do love nuts. I love peanuts too, and peanut butter and walnuts. My favorite, I think everybody's favorite. Well, I'm probably wrong about that. Cashew nuts. I love cashews.
Pecans.
Pecans.
I had to actually kind of nudge you to get started on pecans. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you thought you had this great idea of putting pecans on French toast.
On French
and
toast. I read that.
I'm like, honey, I've told you a million times. They don't listen.
But
I don't think.
it's good stuff. I mix my French toast mix up with a couple of eggs, a little vanilla, cinnamon, a little bit of milk, and monk fruit.
Yes.
Monk fruit.
Yes.
And blend that all together. And I even throw in the crushed pecans into that mix.
Yes, you do.
It's good stuff. And cook it. It'll be one of the best French toast you've ever had. It'll change your life forever. It's that good.
Talk about getting in your face, honey.
Yeah. French toast getting in your face.
Yes.
Let's see. I had another interesting story here, Sarah.
Yeah?
I got to find it. So
no.
Here it is.
Oh, okay.
Story. They did a survey. And you and I, we talked about this before we got married. How much money could we spend without telling the other one? Do you
Yeah.
remember the amount we came up with?
I think it was like $100.
It was $100. Have we gone by that?
I think so.
Pretty
for the most
much.
part.
Yeah,
You know,
pretty much. With exceptions around Christmas or birthdays.
Yeah, I mean, either that or, we'll call each other up real quick and say, hey, I got my eye on this.
Yeah.
Would it be okay? It's on sale for the most part.
If you want to on Facebook, you can just type in the dollar amount. You don't have to go into details. I'd be curious to know, what the
Yeah.
average is for our group. But this is pretty interesting. A recent survey found that the average spending limit that necessitated a conversation with a spouse was $400.
Wow.
If I spent $400, the conversation would be after that, I'm sure.
Well, the conversation would be, okay, where's my $400?
Right. Or what did you do? You bought another gun, didn't you? Or you bought motorcycle parts, or you bought something else. Who knows?
Who knows?
What do you think most men spend on that they don't tell their wives? Firearms, motorcycle parts?
Cars.
What do you think? Cars? Yeah.
Cars, or I don't know. Do you know?
No, I don't. I know with me, well, I wouldn't buy anything without telling you anyway, unless, I get on Amazon and buy a few things here and there.
Right.
But I don't spend over $100. I can't bring myself to spend over $100 at once.
Okay.
I don't know why. That's funny because I'll set myself a limit. Okay, I'm going to buy something on Amazon, but I'm not going to spend any more than this. And then I do it again like 3 days later, and the total amounts of the two is more than what I had planned.
So, okay. Well, at least he's honest with himself.
I'm
at least,
trying.
people,
Yeah,
right?
I'm have a fault. Yes.
That's okay. We all have spending faults. What do you think women spend their most of the money on?
Purses, shoes,
Makeup?
makeup.
But that's just to prettify ourselves, make ourselves pretty.
I would think also in that category would be coffees and mochas. Or espressos.
No, you got to admit, I've been pretty good, right?
Well, I wouldn't care. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying I think that's in the category. I know a lot of women like that stuff.
Yeah.
I think if you go to a Starbucks or another like coffee shop, probably the majority of I won't say a percentage, but the majority of the customers in there are female.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just know that I don't go to Starbucks.
When I was little, we'll move right along now.
Okay, fair enough.
I was always told, don't eat before you go to bed. Don't snack before you go to bed.
Okay.
It's not healthy for you.
Okay.
A new study says that it absolutely doesn't matter to our bodies what time we eat our meals.
Huh.
So if you consider your midnight snack a meal, have at it.
Okay.
That's my new rule. What are you doing? I'm going in there for a meal. Yes.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to invade those fudge brownies.
Might be a
my
mug
meal.
of ice cream or something, but it's a meal. I've made a meal out of ice cream before. I get the carb-free ice cream.
Dairy is good
So.
for you.
Yep. What's your favorite time of the day to eat?
Oh, gosh. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock?
Yeah, I like Egg
Egg
McMuffin 030 myself.
Egg
but
McMuffin
yeah.
30.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yep.
wow.
So, we got any plans this week, Sarah?
I don't know. I think I'm just going to chill out this weekend for the most part,
Yeah? Just
Yeah.
chill out?
Yeah.
We've been doing a lot of chilling out since the pandemic.
Yeah, but hey, there's different ways to chill out too.
Yeah. What do you got in mind? We're going to watch more Quantum Leap, I'm sure. How many? We've been watching Quantum Leap on the Roku channel. We love our Roku. We could talk about that.
Yeah, we do like our Roku.
Lots of channels on there.
But hey, you got me a wonderful movie for my birthday
I
last week.
did.
You got me the movie Midway.
Midway, yes, a great movie.
Yeah, that was an excellent movie.
It was either that or the movie 2017, which I loved as well.
I think you mean 1917.
Yes, I did. I was off by 100 years. Wow, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, different
Anyway.
war.
Yeah. It was a good movie. Yeah, it was made to look like it was shot in one continuous shot. It was
And I
very,
will
very
applaud
interesting.
them for that. I preferred Midway over 1917.
Yeah, I liked them both. We watched a good movie the other night. I got started on it before you got home. It was on the
Yes.
Roku channel.
Of course.
It was called Final Countdown, starring Kirk Douglas
Yeah.
and
Martin Sheen.
I think his name was Charles Durning, the guy that played the senator. And it was about the USS Nimitz in 1979
Yeah.
hit a magnetic storm and they go back in time and find themselves right between the Japanese fleet and Pearl Harbor.
On December 6th,
Yes.
1941. Yes.
And they make the decision to attack the Japanese fleet and change history. And it's quite interesting. At the last minute, they saw that they were getting ready to head into an electrical storm, so they recalled their planes back and their helicopters so that they could go back to present day, and they did not change history.
I think
There's a
Catherine
little twist
Ross
in it.
was in that.
Yeah, she was. Absolutely.
Okay,
Yep.
Sam Elliott's wife,
Good.
too.
Is that who that is?
Yes.
Old Sam Elliott's wife, huh?
She's an excellent actress herself in her own
Boy,
right.
Sam's getting up there in age, isn't he?
I have no clue. I don't keep track of.
He's still got that rough, gravelly voice.
Yes, he does.
I remember when he did the beef it's for dinner commercials. Didn't have to tell me twice. Beef is
Yep.
always for dinner and around here if we got it. Beef and pork. I like my pork.
I like my chicken.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Better for you, kind of. In some ways.
What are we going to have for dinner tonight, Sarah?
I have no clue.
Everybody wants to know, right? Especially me. So, yep. I got a joke for you. Speaking of dinner,
Okay.
how do you evade someone who's trying to steal your barbecue?
I don't know.
K-Bob and weave.
Oh.
Yeah. Of course, I don't know why you'd want to evade someone who's trying to steal your barbecue. I'd be running after them.
Well, maybe they haven't gotten it yet.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I ran over our charcoal chimney starter. Did I say that right? Charcoal chimney starter.
I think that's
Yeah.
Mhm.
I ran over it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Flattened it out like a piece of tin
Pancake.
Yeah. I was so brokenhearted.
Oh.
Got another one off Amazon.
With a glove.
Yes,
no
it came
less.
with a glove. So I would send that to one of the major baseball teams that I'm thinking of, but they don't know what to do with gloves. So
Whoa.
yeah. Anyway, we got to do some more barbecuing. And chili. I'm going to make chili the next time Mitchell comes over. 6-gun chili. Found that on Amazon. That was good stuff. So anyway, Sarah, I think I'm having so much fun. We hope you've enjoyed this. We hope you enjoy our little new background stuff. We got some more stuff coming up. We're going to change the background every single week.
This one we call the Muppet background because it reminds us of the Muppet Show.
Yes. We've got some others. But anyway, it's going to be fun. For those of you that are listening on the podcast, either at Shout Engine or cowboycherry.com, there will be a link at cowboycherry.com to the YouTube video as well. And we hope you've enjoyed all of this. We've had a great time.
Yes, we have.
And God bless you all.
Mm-hmm.